Yo, what is poppin'? I have finally tracked down Mr. Thomas James Harris Jr. Thomas James Harris Jr. is running for the city of district state rep. He is the candidate. And I have been looking for him for I don't know how long. Y'all know I've been talking about it for a long time. I can't find him. And look at him. He got him finally before the primary. Mr. Harris, how are you, sir?
I'm just fine, man. I can't complain. I won't complain.
Don't do no good.
It could be a lot worse, but it ain't. So we're gonna be happy with what we got.
Hey, listen, we woke up today, so that's a great day.
Really don't.
Right? And you got your Michigan gear on. Hey, it's an even better day because you got your Michigan gear on. Hell, go blue.
Man, you know how proud I am to be part of this university. All the hard work I had to do. It's been some late nights, early mornings, some elbow grease, and midnight oil burning around here. It really has been, but it's all worth it, though. It's all worth it.
Absolutely.
It's all worth it.
So Thomas, do you mind if I call you Thomas?
Oh, that's fine.
Okay. So Thomas, tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a little bit of background before we go into all of the state rep things. Give us a little bit about yourself.
So a little bit of background about me. I'm originally from Lansing. Graduated in 1998 from high school. When I joined the military at 17, still in the military in high school. Did 24 years in the military in the United States Army. I just retired last year. While I was here from Southfield, Reserve Union in Southfield. Did 15 years on active duty, and then went reserve to go to school. Moved up here in 2018 to go to school in Michigan because it was cheaper for the VA to pay for it than going to Ann Arbor because they cost way too much. So been here ever since. I like the area. It's just kind of relaxed and laid back, smooth, easy going. People are okay. Other than that, I just stay out of trouble, mind my own business, and lay low.
Who's your council person? What ward are you in?
I'm in Burton, so I don't have a council person in Flint.
I got you. Okay. So, Derek Smart said he's a 2006 graduate. So, all right. Look at that. Hi, Kathleen. All right. So, first of all, thank you for your service. Secondly, what made you decide to pick Flint or Burton or right in this area?
Right in this area? Well, like I said, I got into both Ann Arbor campus and I got here into the Flint campus as well. But I chose to come here because my money would go longer because the VA paying for it. I chose to come here because it would go longer. So towards my bachelor's and part of my master's degree as well. And then when I chose to live, I was looking at apartments over by Davidson and then Southside Flint. And I happened to come across one where I'm at now with a modular home and it was cheaper. So I was like, you know what? I'll move here. And if it's clipped on the highway, 475, right straight to downtown, it was too easy to go to school and come right back home. So that's why I chose this area.
Okay. So what made you decide to throw your hat in for state rep?
Well, as far as politics, I just say all politics altogether. Being in the military, when we used to go out to the field a lot, we spent a lot of time in the field training. When we had downtime, we talked about a lot of things. And one, we used to always talk about politics. And seeing officials on the Capitol Hill and state officials, they just make these real asinine-ass decisions. Like they didn't put no common sense or no thought into what they were doing and the consequences and repercussions, how it would affect people. And you start noticing the corruption and the intent to just do wrong by people and not do right by the people. And that's not what they're there for. So me being a good hard-natured person, I'm like, I like the nature of politics. It's easy to BS your way out of stuff. But at the same time, you can be held accountable for stuff as well. Mm-hmm. And being your integrity is everything. So I just like the nature of politics and nothing, not to sound too racy about it, but I don't see never us in there. They make a decision on our behalf. And there's none of us in there making decisions as well. So I decided, you know what? I'll take the fight myself. I don't mind doing it. I'm not putting weight on my shoulders. So that's why I stepped up.
Okay. So did you choose state rep because you have like a closer line to like the city and the things that are going on as it relates to the city, as opposed to like even state senate?
Actually, there's no reason why. There's no rhyme or reason to. I just saw a state rep. He just looked at me. I saw I want that position. That's when I told. That's what I'm going for.
Okay. So as a state rep, because state rep clearly has a different job than a city council person, which I feel like a lot of people get that mixed up, and they try to bring the city
Mm-hmm.
business into what the state rep needs to do or has the capabilities of doing. Being the water, for instance, a lot of people would like to ask you all about the water, and by no means am I taking that lightly, because Flint water is still not clean. Let's be clear. I'm going to always say that. However, there's only certain things that you can do because that's a city issue, right? So, as it relates to being a state rep, what
Right.
are your plans, or what do you plan on doing, um, as a state rep, as it relates to the city?
Well, I want to be engaged in the city more than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Because just because I'm at state rep doesn't mean I can't come back and work with people within the city, because I represent a district of people. So I have to hear what they have to say when they tell me things like that. And I got to take that information and take it to the state level, and take what from the state level and bring it back to the city and let them know what can happen, what we can do, what resources are available. So I
Mm-hmm.
had to work in that nature. From a personal aspect, I still want to be boots on ground and work and be a positive influence within the community. Let people see my face. Let them see me doing my job. Let them see me doing work on their behalf, as I said I would do. Because I don't want to be one of people that go to Capitol and Lansing and just stay up there and you never see me. Like he said, he's gonna do all this stuff, but we don't never see him. No, I'm not be that type of cat. I want to be right here. So when you see me, you see me. You see me doing work. I want to hold forums, hold a little coffee beans at a local diner, a little restaurant, to give them some business, help them out along the way. If people want to open up businesses, if they need help, contact me. I'll see what I can do on my behalf to help you open up your business, things like that.
Okay.
And when I say businesses, I don't mean like Applebee's or Bob Evans or what's one of my favorite spots, Cracker Barrel, local family businesses, the little mom and pop shop. I like eating there anyway. I like going to those. I want to go to places like that and give them the business they deserve to keep the money in the community.
Okay. So what's your agenda? What's your platform? What platform are you running? Tell me your agenda.
So I'm running on education, gun violence, and police relationship within the community.
Okay.
When it comes to education, we need parents, teachers, and students working together. That's a must. We need the kids to go back to school. As I explained one person, it's a numbers game as far as people in the capital see it. It ain't about them, because they see it as money. They see kids as money, because every cow has a dollar sign attached to them. So if kids ain't going to school, that's money to them they wasting. Why keep funding something that nobody's going to use to take the money away? I want our kids to go to school and get an education, because they need that for the future. For me to be a positive influence in that area, I want to talk to the superintendent and go visit these high schools and middle schools and encourage these. They see me, so they feel important. Like, oh, somebody from the state is coming down here to see me. Let them, the parents know, hey, you somebody on that level coming down here seeing your kids, seeing these kids going to this school. Oh, he's making a positive influence. Keep these kids in school, keep them engaged, stuff of that nature. As far as the gun violence, as I said before, we gotta change the mindset of our people. I don't know where this mindset or the culture is getting it from. Well, I do know. We're easily influenced by the music and by television like that. We gotta get away from that type of stuff. So whatever I can do on a small level, provide mentorship to our young black men, mentorship to our young black women from both perspectives, from both men and from women, to both the young men and the young women from the older perspective. Give them that type of leadership that they need, because some of them don't have it, and some of them want it, and some of them actually do need it. And if it'll keep them from getting in trouble, keep them out the streets, back in school, getting an education, and going somewhere outside the city of Flint, outside of Michigan, and learn and be for themselves, I'm all about it. When it comes to police relations, I want to show the kids. I want to take that back. First thing I want to do is have a community relation with the police in the neighborhood. Because they need to know who they're policing. And not assuming that every person they come across is somebody bad or assailant, because that's not true. That's definitely not true. Don't see us as your enemy. We can work together and solve a lot more things and work with each other. And kids that want to stay here, hey, kids, you can go to school, get your education, come back and police your own city, police your own neighborhoods, keep the crime down, give back to where you come from, influence them in a positive way in that way.
Well, all right. So, how do you feel about charter schools as opposed to public schools, or are you pro public school?
I am pro public school. I went to a public school, so I have no problem with public school. I think public schools are good. Ain't nothing wrong with public schools. You can get the same education there you get at a charter school. I think sometimes charter schools takes away from the public school, and it takes kids out of the city, away from the community. So I'm more pro for the public schools and anti charter schools in some way.
I agree. I agree because especially here, being in Flint, public schools, that that's just been the thing that this city has been, has strived on for a long time, and so not seeing public schools like we normally have, and seeing even the camaraderie or even the rivalry during sports is really disheartening, especially from the time that I came up. Because when I was coming up in school and going to public school, we had the Big Nine, and it was a big rivalry, and all of these things, and we don't have that anymore. So we don't get to see those things. I mean, we have a little rivalry between them, but it's nothing like it used to be, and I would like to see that back. I would like to see public schools back. So having someone being an advocate of public schools is probably a plus to the community as well, because they all want it as well, because we have a school board election that'll be coming up soon. So how do you feel about reaching across the table to work with them, with whatever you could do on the state rep side of it, with helping with the school board?
Bottom line for me, I'm all about the people. I really am. So it don't matter who it is, who I got to talk to, man, woman, black or white, Autobot, Decepticon. If I reach across the table, we reach out. It's all about taking care of the people. That's what our job is about anyway. It's taking care of people. It ain't nothing individually, not to fatten my pockets or give me prestige. It's all about taking care of the people. That's what the job is supposed to be about. So it don't matter if I got to go through hell and high water, down in the valley or on the mountaintop, whoever I got to talk to, what I got to do, and so be it. We got a job to do. Let's get the job done. Bye-bye.
So I know that. So for us here in Flint, we have kind of been a little disgruntled because a lot of money is being poured into downtown Flint, and the north side of Flint is not getting any of the same love. It's like it's being forgotten about. It's a food desert. There are no grocery stores on that side of town. So much blight. Abandoned houses that haven't been torn down or rehabbed. So many places where you can't rebuild. It's a lot going on, but nothing going on at the same time. What type of bills or what type of things can you write in place for the north side of Flint to see it just refurbished and rehashed?
So the bills, type of bills from a state legislative point of view, if I wrote bills, it had to be effective for the state. So I think that would be more of a city issue or county issue that I would have to talk to them about right there. Because I don't think I would have jurisdiction over
it. But to include the north side of Flint, because a lot of those things don't include the north side of Flint.
So to include them, we can look at what needs to be done. Because like I said, I'm an outsider coming in. So I don't know too much about the north side of Flint. I'm being honest with you. I don't know about the north side of Flint, because since I've been here, the few people I do know, they're like, don't go to that side. If you ain't from there, don't go over there like that. So I'm like, okay, the advice, didn't know too much about it. But I know now I need to go over there and venture out and see what's going on and see what they're doing. So from that perspective, I want to get a bird's eye view of what's going on and what needs to be done and what I can be done and what I need to focus on that to help the people at the end of the day. Because I don't want to sit here on your podcast and just speak from a place of ignorance and not know a damn thing what I'm talking about. At least when I do it, I know what I'm talking about. And if I write something down, I can write it down effectively so it gets done effectively.
Well, I totally understand that. So the first time that I had Trevor Berryhill on there, he kind of said the same thing. So I'm going to say the same thing to you. I challenge you. I challenge you to go to the north side of Flint, take a ride around, see what's going on. We ain't asking you to stop in the neighborhoods and chill and kick it, but I challenge you to go on the north side of Flint. And I even said to Trevor, I was like, hey, I'll give you a tour. And he showed up and I did give him a little tour. But I challenge you to go on the north side of Flint and see what's going on and see how much of a food desert it is and see the blighted communities and where there used to be beautiful houses that are no longer houses in there. And if they are so dilapidated you can't hardly tell, or it's a safety hazard, right? Mm-hmm. Or the grass and the trees are so overgrown it is still a safety hazard, and in the aspect of someone getting hurt and of someone hiding in there and jumping out and doing something to somebody. So it's like a big thing all the way around. So I challenge you to do that, and then let me know what you thought. You got my number. Tell me what you thought.
Can I have that same tour?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Can I have that same tour?
Absolutely.
All right, cool.
Absolutely, you can. Absolutely, you can. You tell me when you want to do it. Well, so I got an interview every week. But this weekend, if you are available this weekend, we can definitely do it this weekend.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Okay, good.
Definitely, we can do that. So, I think there was a question here. Hello, no playing tonight. No one referenced the up this foot long subs, and I'm not going to. You know what? John Scott is so silly. Okay, so we're gonna do that this weekend. We'll go on a tour this weekend, and we'll go around and we'll just chop it up and we'll go through. So yeah, we'll get together after this. After we're done with the podcast, we'll talk about it. We'll synchronize our watches. We'll get a good time together, a good day, and then we'll do it.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. Anytime. So, with that being said, what's going to be your way of having a direct line to the city? Being that you Flint, because I know you're in Burton, so you probably know some people that you can have a direct line to the constituents there. But what will be how will you get a direct line to the city of Flint from your position if and when you win in this race?
1, through the mayor, 2, the city council, and 3, my own personal feet on ground. Walking around, talking to the people, asking those questions, and figure out what's going on. One thing I learned in the military, when information goes up, it gets cleaner as it goes up. So you hear a lot of positive things going on, but you don't hear about the nitty-gritty, the other things going on. And I'm all about what's the ugly things. Now, we know if things look pretty, they're going to polish it up, make it look shiny and everything. That's all fine, dandy. That's good. Mm-hmm. Where's the ugly stuff at? You ain't telling me about that we don't know about? And I know the people are going to tell me the truth. Like, so-and-so ain't doing this. So-and-so ain't doing that. Where's this money at? Who's doing this? That's stuff I want to know. That's stuff because that's stuff people are concerned about. Like even with the Flint money situation, when it comes to that, with the water, people want to know where the money at. Where's it gone to? Who did what? It's accountable because there's no way possible people should be paying for poisonous water.
Absolutely.
And this city's been given. People been given I don't know how much $1 million Flint has been given, and if water ain't been fixed yet, people still paying. You want people to pay for that bill? Where all that money go to?
Right.
Where did all that money go to? So right. it needs to be found for ASAP.
Absolutely, I wholeheartedly agree. So with having the direct line and going a boost to the ground, you know what, I really like that, and I appreciate that you want to do that because there are so many that once they get into those seats, we don't see them again, if we see them at all. So I'm just going to throw that out there. Our current state rep, we don't see. We don't get a chance to talk to her. She doesn't take invites to forums or come to, podcasts, whether it be my small little podcast or even something bigger on a bigger scale or on a bigger platform. We don't see it. So I appreciate that. And so if and when you get into this seat, I'm going to hold you to that, because if I don't see you, I'm going to call you because I got your number. Now, you can change it if you want to.
And I was just thinking about that, like other things. I thought a bill I could write on the floor that would be effective for the whole state. Yeah. But even for my position, since I'm big on education, hold field trips for school. And let kids come down to the city of Lansing, to the Capitol, and let them come to when we have a session on the floor. Because I don't know if you ever been inside the Capitol before.
I
but
have.
on the inside of the Capitol, you got the bottom floor. Okay, you got
the school. We went on a field trip. Yes.
Yeah. So so on the bottom floor, where all the representatives working on one house on one side and the Senate are on the other side, but they got us above go around the whole floor. So I can sponsor these kids to come down here on this day, have a field trip, take a tour of the state capitol, come down there and go up in there, just sit and watch how things are done. See what I do on my daily basis. Cross street to the the Anderson building, show them my office, show them where I work at. Getting them some inspiration, showing what I do on my behalf. So they be like, oh, this is what our state representative does. This is what he does when he's down here. This is how things work. Let me see that type of stuff, because I have seen Alpena, and if you know where Alpena is at,
I do.
That's way up by Mackinac City, up by the way up there. They come down here and they take tours and they teach us, show them stuff like that. So there's no excuse why me in my position or anybody from the city council, whatever, can't reach out to the state rep and get kids on the bus, bring them down here for the day or for a couple hours, let them see it, feed them lunch, because there's got a lot of good restaurants right there downtown Lansing, and let them see what's going on, and let them see the whole complex of how our state is ran right there in that small little area, and then get them like, okay, I see what's going on, get them a little inspiration, and then they going back home about their business.
So that's one of the things.
And bring the parents too.
Absolutely. So I've been saying that for a long time, that we need to start younger and getting people active and knowledgeable in government. Because you think about it so I can even think about it to back when I was in school, now that I think about it now, because I have not been active in politics or anything like that. It kind of fell in my lap and how this even happened. But I do remember, shout out to Rosie Howell at Beecher High School. That was my government teacher that taught me all of the elements of government. And she really made it. She made it to where it was interesting, right? And we learned about it, and she kind of made it fun. She had a store we used to work in and all kinds of stuff. So we had so many things that we were doing there. But again, shout out to her, because she really kind of got me interested in it. Not that I took like this big old role in it from a younger point of view to now. However, it didn't leave me. So when I started hearing more and started doing more and listening more, it came back to me. But we got to start that a little younger, because I admit that I was in high school by the time I started getting that. However, I got it. But, if we start a little younger, so if we start a little younger, and say, even elementary and middle school, to get people more excited about it and getting them to understand it more, maybe even if get to the point to where, if your parent is watching it on TV, then you can follow along with it. You can talk about it, so I really like that. Right. So with that being said, let's say you don't get into the position, right? Do you plan on any of these things, that these agendas that you have right now, do you plan on carrying some of them out, or any of them out if you can? Like, for instance, this program, maybe for children?
Yes. So my uncle works for Turning Point. He's a volunteer for Turning Point in Lansing. Not Turning Point USA, like, and this none of that BS. No, this is a mentorship for young Black men in Lansing. So I spoke to him about it, and he was like, yo, we could bring it to Flint. And I spoke to my man Terrence O'Sales. He was like, yo, there's the corner of MLK in York, I think it is, or school, that would be perfect for that. So with that being said, you use that building if possible, see whatever I gotta do, and use that building for mentorship for our young Black men to go there, and young kids to go to get mentorship. We got all these Black churches here, all these older men and women in there. I'm not asking for no money. I ain't asking for your nickels and dimes. I'm just asking for a little bit of your time to express your knowledge that you have to give to these young folks and help them along the way, and help inspire them and teach them something that they don't own, that they don't know for themselves already. Just all I'm asking for. That's all I need. So the small things like that can have a tremendous effect on our community.
High five. I like that. So Terrence is right. there's a building there. There are quite a few buildings. If you pick it, you could probably get it because there's a lot of them out here. There's nothing being done with them, especially on the north side of Flint. And with this tour, I'm gonna show you. You'll see just exactly what I'm talking
Okay.
about. And so this may be a thing where you and your uncle may be able to put something in every ward, which would be dope to have a mentorship
Okay.
in every ward, and then maybe once a month or every 2 months, all of all of you all come together at one location and you all get it together, but have one in every ward. I think that would be dope. I think that would be awesome
Yeah, that'd
if
be
you
nice.
guys do that because
Then another idea I have.
no, go keep going.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I mean,
No, keep going.
another idea that I had was idea has is we got these billboards around here that some are being used, some are not being used.
Mm-hmm.
I want to use those billboards in advertisement to post up your rights as an individual, the laws, your rights as an individual when it comes dealing with the police, things like that. A lot of people are ignorant to the law and don't know their rights. I think if we inform people more and more about their rights as a community, as people, then they can do things accordingly and justly. That way they can't get railroaded when they come to dealing with the police, or they can lie to them or pressure them, make them do things they shouldn't be doing. Because not all police officers are corrupt, but you got some that know they know you don't know the law, and they use it against you. They'll use it against you. So I wanted to inform my people, inform the people of Flint and Grand Blanc and Burton, hey, this is the law said, this is what the law is. And now you educated, you've been taught, so there's no excuse for you not to use it to your benefit and on your behalf.
So I have an idea for that, and it just came to me when you said that. So after we're done with this podcast, do not hang up. Stay on, and I'm gonna put it out there to you because I like to give it all out. You know what I'm saying? I want you to work it, but I like to give everything out. But I have an idea; it just came to me. But anyway, yeah. So I think that's a great idea, and I see that education is really big for you. So, so one of the other things that is really big for me as it relates to things that's going on in the city and in the state and all of that. Before I get into that, I want to ask this question from Derek Smart. He said, question, will you bring investors to come and develop economic opportunities for its residents and find money for police technology, recruitment, and higher wages?
Yes. Like, so one thing Trevor had brought up before, and I second that, using traffic cameras in the city, investors coming in here like that. Now with the investors, you gotta think like an investor does. It's easy to say you're gonna bring them in here, but you gotta think how they think to get them in here. People not gonna bring in businesses where it's crime-ridden areas or a lot of crime. They don't do that. So I need people. Okay, you want jobs here, you want business here. We gotta lower things on our behalf to get these people in here. You do this on your behalf. I'll go work this behalf. I'll bring in the people. I have no problem. I'll go where businesses are at because I'm sure Amazon ain't got no problem putting businesses where people will work. And since Flint is a historical city where Jim was born at, guess what? I have no problem going to talk to Jeff Bezos or whoever I got to talk to down in Detroit, down in their warehouses like that. Hey, can we get one up here? What can we do to get a small Amazon plant here to bring in work and things of that nature? Because big businesses bring in small businesses along with them. And with that creates more job and economic value for the city.
And that's funny that you said that.
So it go everything. Go ahead, please.
It's funny that you said that because I have said a million times that businesses aren't going to come where there's crime, where there's a lot of blight, and where they don't have anywhere to live because they don't want to, when they come here, they want to be here for a little while, check out that, check their traps and keep on going. But if they don't have a place to stay, a decent place to stay in a decent neighborhood, they're not going to bring it because then they're thinking the same thing. Where am I going to get my workers from? If there's nowhere around here for me to live and I don't see anything but blighted land and vacant housing, why would I bring a business here? So I absolutely agree with you wholeheartedly on that, which kind of segues into the question I was going to ask you. And it was about crime. And being that we have a lot here actually in the city of Flint, probably way more than you see in Burton, and kind of into gun reform as well. Do you have a plan for that for the state?
For the state, so crime this individuals, uh, like I said, that's gotta get down to the grassroots, to the mentality about things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't want to see any more young black men going to jail. They don't get a fair stick. They don't, and they put small misdemeanors or things should be like, okay, you might get 3 or 4 years for this. They getting double the time and maybe triple the time like that. I
Yeah.
don't want that for us no more. So before that can happen, I gotta talk to these young men, these young women. It's like this, because the stuff they doing or that has been done is just plain stupid. It really is, and it doesn't make sense to do a thing like that when you think about it. There are a lot of people here that have done time in the big house in the prison. I need them to talk to these young kids out here. Talk to some of these more, I don't want to say adults, but more older, the young 20s, the young mid-20s, the kids that doing the stupid stuff. Talk to
Yeah.
these people. Talk to these young kids out here. Get into their mind. Because I get it. Times are rough. People are trying to make ends meet. You doing your hustling like that. But realize what you're doing. Because when you put your life in that man's hands in that black road, it ain't yours no more. And at the end of the day, is it really worth it? Is it? And it's not. So I need to talk to them on that level. I need to really get down to the grassroots and talk to them. It's gonna be hard to do to change that mindset because some of them that's all they know. But it's something I have to do. It has to be done, and I need to use the mayor help with me, the city council help with me, and the older men and women in this city and this council that want to see that change to help, because I can't do it by myself. I can be a catalyst, I can get the snowball rolling, but we need to keep it rolling together. It's going to be a community effort.
Absolutely. So, with that being said, and talking about mindset and changes, so I don't know if you ever got a chance to watch me or listen to me before at any point in time, but mental health is huge to me. Mental health is a big thing to me, and mental health started to be a big thing for me and to me because my father was a veteran of the Marines, and he was in Vietnam, and so there were a lot of things going on with him and some of his friends as it relates to mental health, and we see that a lot, especially from that era, is where we see a lot of mental health issues as it relates to the military. Like prior to, you do see some, but that just seems to be like the bulk of it, and then trickling back down to even like Gulf War, Desert Storm, those things as well. But when you live in a city and things happen like it is, we all have a little PTSD, right? And so with that being said,
right,
do you have anything in mind, or have you thought about putting in place something as it relates to mental health and the police department?
So on that, there are services here, I know, for Flint. There are services here. Now I don't know what they are exactly because I didn't want to use none of them, because me myself being a veteran, I dealt with PTSD,
Mm-hmm.
and I had it really, I had it severe for a minute, and I just went through my last year, and good I went through it, because it was a lot of things I didn't realize I was doing that my family saw me doing. So first of all, I think in that regards, I'm gonna use myself, or anybody who wants to volunteer, use myself as an example. Because a lot of people have this stigmatism that, oh, they think you got PTSD, you crazy, something wrong with you. No. There's no shame about it. I don't want people to feel like there's no shame about it. There's nothing wrong going to get help. You gotta make people feel comfortable with going to get the help first.
Mm-hmm.
And then once they go get the help, they can help themselves and themselves stronger mentally and emotionally. When it comes with the police type of thing, like I said, one, informing them of their rights, and two, having a direct correlation with the police, having the contact where we have like a city forum, not a podcast, but like a what's a day what I'm looking for? A day where the police in the neighborhoods can get together and meet each other and talk. The police can tell we see what's going on, and we tell them how we feel. Have a dialogue, back and forth, so they get to know who. Like there you go. That's the word I'm looking for. A town hall. We have a town hall in that regards in that matter. So that way, people know who they're dealing with, and that people know who they're dealing with. And like I said, influence our excuse me, to police your own neighborhoods, be part of your community, things of that nature. So that way, they can police their own neighborhoods. You got a job. You may not want to leave the city of Flint. Okay, you got a job now. You in the city, you working, you can have a positive influence on your city and do the right thing. Make sure that your children's children, so for grow up in a positive neighborhood and grow up in a good area now.
So with with mental health, even past the police department, we have all seen and witnessed and been a witness to some of the people that have mental illnesses that are being either picked up by the police and they are taken right to the hospital where they're just kept for a few hours, overnight or whatever the amount of evaluation hours are, and then they're let go, to be back out. Do you have a plan maybe to make that program a little more, to strengthen it more, to give them a little bit more? Because it just seems to be a band-aid, and we need more than a band-aid. And it's a really weak band-aid too. It's like one of those, it's one of those, remember that the generic aisle back in the day was all black and white? It's like that.
Right.
It's like that kind of band-aid. It don't stick for real. So do you have a plan maybe as it relates to that, to maybe, or have you thought about doing something to strengthen those programs even all around the state? Because it's just not here, it's systemic. So to strengthen that.
So, so when it comes to those type of things, I have thought about it. Those are very intricate type of things, very delicate type of things, because yes, it's good that they apprehend the person instead of just being trigger happy and shooting them like that. They take them to the hospital, getting their help. But I didn't know what the laws is about keeping a person that long and then getting them the help. Because with any medical treatment, you confused if you don't want it. They can't make you take it. Right. So then I got to figure out, okay, we got to figure out how long can a person stay in the mental hospital? How long can they stay in there? Keep them in there and stuff like that. Because what we don't want people just being picked up in there and then just being labeled crazy when that's not even the case. If something's wrong with them or they got mental evaluations, somebody might just be having a bad day. And that's all it is. They might have a mental breakdown for a little bit, and then okay, I got it back together. I'm good to go. In regards, I gotta look at what's going on and see what we can do before I go say I'm gonna do that, because like I said, I'm not gonna just sit here and throw things out there against the wall, see what sticks. No, let's find out what we can do, what needs to be done, how we can go about doing it's gonna be an effective way of helping the people when it comes to mental health. I mean, all the avenues, showing well, okay, you can go here, talk to this person, go to this place, go to that place, talk to these people, and there's many places you can go to get the mental help that's free. But like I said, I don't want to label it on everybody just because they had a bad day, that they're mentally unstable and that. So we gotta look at what can be done, how we go about doing that's going to be more effective than just throwing people behind bars.
Okay. Have you been to any city council meetings? Or watched any?
No, I watched them online. Yeah.
Do you think you can work with that council?
I'm a very patient man. So I mean I am. I'm a very one of my virtues is I'm very, very patient. So, you can I sit there and watch people scream all day. I'm listening to what they're saying. That's what I'm doing. Because people ask you and nothing but somebody talking. So you just listen to what the person's saying, you get what they're saying, don't let the ask you in person part hurt you. You be okay. I just want to hear what you got to say. One person already said it's a lot of ego tripping going on up there. I don't mean nobody just got enough brass, enough cojones or hair on their asses to just say, hey, shut the F up and just talk about the issue at hand instead of making things personal, because it ain't your money, it ain't my money, it's the people's money. So let's just calm this down. Let's act like we got some common sense, because we all well over 35. So you all adults, you know what you're doing, what you're saying. So get the emotions out of it. Get the molasses out your ass, calm down, and just relax. Take a deep breath. Matter of fact, we'll leave here for like 20 minutes. Go get some fresh air. Go get some food, some chow. Come back. Sorry, across the street in the kitty corner. So get you a taco or something. Come back and just relax for a minute. Take a deep breath. And let's talk about this thing. All right. Because it ain't gonna take all day. It shouldn't take all night. All right. So let's just handle it like that. Let's be men. Let's be women. Let's be adults at the end of the day and figure this thing out.
Humans. Can we start with just being humans? Can we just be humans?
Yeah. That's all it takes. It don't take all this. Whip your whoa, man. We talking about water. I don't get my ass whipped. I let's just bring it down, man. Just calm down. All right, let's just bring it down. Cooler heads prevail. All right. This ain't Chirac. We ain't got act like that.
Yeah, I think that I think that it'll definitely be a task. But I think it's.
But to answer your question, though, could I work there? Yes, I could.
Okay, that's great to hear.
And the reason I said it, because my time in the military, I've been I was a rear detachment first sergeant. So as a first sergeant, you got like at least 60, 70 to like 200 people under your command. If something doesn't go right within your platoon, within your company or your battery, your troop, whatever, you gotta go see somebody higher than you, your sergeant major or your colonel, and you gotta go stand there and answer to that person, tell them why this didn't happen. Okay, you might get asked to it, and it ain't gonna be pretty because you doing that in your position. They expect a lot more out of you. A lot is given, as expected. So when you're in that position, in the military, there's an ass chewing chain of command that goes up. It goes up and it comes back down. So at the end of the day, let's just sit and talk about it. Let's figure it out. Let's get the job done because we're going to take care of the people. That's what they elected us to do. That's what we're going to do. So, hey, cool as prevail.
Have you gotten to meet the current mayor or have a conversation with him at all?
Yes. Oh. No, I haven't had a conversation. I just met the man. I met him at Quinn Chapel about 2 weeks ago. For the they had a thing over there, so I met him then.
Okay. So being that race is going on as well, if and when you get elected in this seat, all of the candidates would. Let's say the current mayor doesn't get in, but the other two that are running would be Eric Mays and Dr. Karen Weaver. Would you be able to work with them as well? Have you met?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't met neither one.
Oh, okay.
I haven't met neither one yet.
You've seen Eric Mays because you watch Council. Have you got?
I've seen Mr. Mays. Yes, I have. I have seen Mr. Mays. Yes.
Have you gotten to see Dr. Weaver or anything like that? Oh, and just so you know, she'll be on tomorrow. So if you tune in tomorrow, you'll get to see her, and you can ask some questions or whatever. She'll be on tomorrow at 6 o'clock as well. But have you gotten to see any of the things that she's done and interact with her at all?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
Okay. Well, I think that you would be able to work with either one of them. You being one thing about being like in the military or being in, because that's especially you said you were first sergeant, you're in a management position. When you're in one of those higher ups, you get to see all kinds of different personalities and you get to deal with a whole lot of different people. So, I wholeheartedly think that you would be able to navigate through all of the colorful personalities that are represented on city council, as well as the mayor administration and the mayoral candidates as well. So I think you would do well if you got into that position.
Thank you.
So I know that I don't know if you know, being that you are newer to the area, that the 70th district state rep has taken the place of the
34th.
The 30-something district state rep, and it was designed for Democrats and black people in mind. It was the 34th, 35th,
34th, yeah,
34th. Yes,
34th, I think it
and it
was,
was
yeah.
designed as for the black people to have a voice. Being that they have
Hmm.
move that around and redistrict and all of those things. How do you think that is going to change as it relates to now how it's being restructured?
So was it made smaller? Or was it divided up?
So it was
Because what?
it included now it includes where it was really Flint based and now it includes Burton and a slight portion of Grand Blanc. So it's not just the black voice anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know if you didn't know if you knew that or not, but I was just wondering if you had a thought on how that
I
would.
knew it had been cut. I knew it had been cut up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh
Excuse
no,
me.
no, go for it.
I knew it had been cut up. I knew it had been cut up, but because I was looking in Burton area and Blank area, see how that was going to be affected. Because I spoke with Tim Sneller months ago about running for this position, about running for a position. I mean, we got to figure out the redistricting, how things are going to be labeled out, how things are going to be done. And with the Republicans having control, you see why things are going to be cut up because whoever's going to be over a certain area district where that goes, you chop up if it's a predominantly black area, you chop it up because whoever runs it is gonna get the black vote because it's most black people there. So that'd be like a Democrat running for that seat, and they don't want the Democrats to have a seat because then that gives them a voice in the state legislature. So they
Yeah,
chop it up on purpose, and then they add, not to sound racy about it, but we'll add part of the in here as well. So that way, that number is no longer just minority based, more 80-20 based black people, but we add some more majority white people into it as well to bring the number down as well. So
yeah,
it's a systematic type of thing they're doing, trying to be slick with it.
absolutely, absolutely. Um, I wholeheartedly agree. Um, do you think that that will make a difference? That big of a difference in the vote?
Depending on what the numbers is,
Yeah,
I mean, if it's like if Flint area still, it depends on what the numbers is. If as long as it's still majority black people versus anybody else, white people, then it probably won't make that much big of a difference. If it's fit half and half, then it may sway it in this direction, and it may not sway it in that direction. I think that all depends on who the people like and who they want to see and who they're taking at their word, at their face
yeah.
value.
So we've been having very low voter turnout as it relates to Flint.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think? What were you doing different in order to get your agenda and everything out about you for people to vote for you?
What have I done, or what am I doing now?
Both.
Well, what I've done, I knocked on doors. That's the least I could do is knock on doors and meet people. As far as like paper sign like that, I haven't done much of that stuff because it was more costly more than anything. Um, I didn't ask for any money like that, so everything I did was out of my own pocket. I want to be beholden to any like political action group because you get a lot of mail talking about, oh, we'll help you out. You do this, support this. Like I don't believe in that, so I can't ask you for your money because they're not open to you. Now I become like the establishment that oh, he voted for so and so gave him money, and
Yeah.
that's not what I believe. I don't believe there should be money in politics. If you're gonna run on your own word, not because a group backed you up or somebody gave you X amount of dollars. Now you beholden to that group. You know more than the corrupt official now. And if you don't come through, they come through on their behalf. Now you owe them something. Now you're like, oh
Yeah.
my, you sold your soul to the devil, and I don't want to sell my soul to the devil.
Understood. Understood. Have have a lot of people been reaching out to you, like to have you come and speak at different engagements and things like that? How can people find you or support you as far as like social media and things?
They can look me up on social media. The name is Thomas J. Harris Jr. If you see a picture of a black man in attire standing in front of a Ohio State sign, that's me all day. That is me all day. So yeah, it's a lot of nerves, but it got done. But me all day. So that's me right there. Far as that goes, I mean, being out on the streets, if you see me walking around, I'm very dressed real nice slacks, dress shoes, polo shirt. You see me in the neighborhood knocking on doors, hey, stop me and talk to me. I ain't gonna turn nobody away, tell them no, I'm not too busy. I don't mind talking to people.
Well, that's great, and that's great to hear. I was very excited to be able to talk to you because, like I said, I have been looking to talk to you for quite a while, and I would I actually was at one of the spots you were at, but you were speaking, and then I didn't get a chance to see you afterwards, and so I was looking for your literature. And because I'm like, dang, I get to talk to him, and I was looking for your literature, and I was like, well, hell, here's the one I was looking for, and I didn't get any literature for him. Be that as it may, we still got a chance to see each other. So I'm actually really glad that we got to do that, and just to be able to get your voice out there and some people to see your face, and put a face to a name. Here's the platform that you're running on, because I know that you were on Terrence's show, but I don't know how many people had gotten to see you on that show, but it's all love, and a little bit of love goes a whole long way. So it's all love here. I'm really not biased on anything, so everybody gets a chance to speak here. I know that's not the case anywhere else, but everybody gets the chance to speak here. We all want to see each other, and we all want to know each other. And I have just decided that I wanted everybody to have an educated vote, not just a vote because it's the same names that you've been seeing, but those same names that haven't been doing anything. So, that was my goal in doing this, so people can have a more educated vote and more educated look when they go and do that. So that is really what I wanted to do. So I appreciate you coming on. Is there anything else that you would like to tell us, talk to us about, or anything like as it relates to
Yeah.
August 2nd, Thomas James Jr.?
Yeah, I want the people to know that I'm an outsider coming in. So it's not a bad thing. I want to look at it as a good thing because I'm not beholden to one part of a town or a city. I don't know anybody here. So when I come in, I'm helping people. I'm helping the city as a whole. Nobody can say that, oh, he going to do this for that person, or he's part of that clique, or he don't like this. No, I don't know nobody here like that. Nobody knows me here like that except my aunt and uncle. So we ain't got it. We don't have that problem. So I come in from an outside perspective, looking at things wholeheartedly. I'm not here to pass judgment or think I'm better than anybody. Just here to help the people. But with that being said, everybody else has a home field advantage over me where I'm the outsider coming in. So I come with a fresh look, a fresh perspective about things. I can give an unbiased reason, an unbiased decision to how I think things should be done, how I could be done versus, some people are voting to this person because they've been friends for a long time or they know this person since they were a child growing up. It's nothing like that with me. I'm a straight shooter across the board. So if you're doing right by the people, cool. If you ain't doing right by the people, then you need to be out on your mess. You need to be called out and be held accountable for what you're not doing and what you are doing.
Absolutely, I wholeheartedly agree. Well, again, Mr. Harris, I so appreciate you for giving me a little bit of your time, for allowing me to
Mm-hmm.
be a little voice for people and get you out here for them to hear your agenda and hear the things that you like to speak on and those things that you want to do, and even those things that you want to continue going forward if you do or you do not end up in this seat. So we look forward to more things from you. We look forward to great things from you, and we appreciate you for coming on and sharing just a little bit of yourself with us. So we look to see you out more and more. This weekend, we're gonna synchronize our watches. We're gonna
Mm-hmm.
do something. We're gonna get out here this weekend, and I'll take you on a little tour of the north side of Flint and let you see some of the things that we're talking about. Also, if you stay on after I do my little spew at the end, I will definitely share
Mm-hmm.
that idea that I had going forward with you, for you.
Yeah.
What you want with it. Uh, But anything that I can do for you to help you, or questions that I can ask, or even if you want to come back on and talk about some of the other programs or anything else that you would like to do as it relates to the city and or the state, it's all open for you, brother. Anytime, anytime. We can always put something together.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
I'm
you are.
obliged to you. Thank you very much.
I'm sorry, say again.
I said I'm much obliged to you. Thank you very much.
Of course, anytime. So for you all that has stayed on and you have watched Mr. Harris and I appreciate you. You know, I love y'all, and I thank you for rocking with me and messing with me and fooling with me the long way. Y'all know I love you so much. And as always, I always want you to take care of yourself and love on yourself, because if you don't love on you, you can't love on nobody else. And what is better than you? Absolutely nothing. Nothing is more important and nothing is better than you. So make sure you take care of yourself. So like I always say, make sure you are staying hydrated. You are drinking water, but do not drink Flint water because it is not safe. I don't care what nobody says, it's not safe. Don't you drink that water, but make sure that you're drinking the water. And make sure you're getting at least 30 minutes of cardio every day. Go out in nature, get some sunshine, get some vitamin D. Take a deep breath and breathe in that beautiful prana. Sit in nature, sit in the grass, do some grounding, do some meditation. As Brother Robert say, hug a tree. If you like water like I do, go out and take a little walk and see the storm falls, and go and sit by the water and relax, relate, and release it all out into the universe. Make sure you take care of yourself. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. when we have Dr. Karen Weaver joining us. See you tomorrow.